Bible. That the binding of Isaac. Now it was after these things that God tested Abraham. He said to him, Abraham. Hineni, he said. Then he said, take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the land of Moriah, and offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains about which I will tell you. So Abraham got up early in the morning, saddled his donkey, and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son. He split wood for the burnt offering, and got up and went to the place about which God had told him. On the 3rd day Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place from a distance. Abraham said to his young men, sit yourselves down here with the donkey. As for me and the young man, will go over there, worship, and return to you. Then Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering and put it on Isaac his son. In his hand he took the fire and a knife. So the 2 of them walked on together. Then Isaac said to Abraham his father, my father. Then he said, here I am, my son. He said, look, here is the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering? Abraham said, God will provide for himself a lamb for a burnt offering, my son. The 2 of them walked together. Then they came to the place about which God had told him. And Abraham built the altar there, laid out the wood, bound up Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar on the top of the wood. Then Abraham reached out his hand and took the knife to slaughter his son. But the angel of Adonai called to him from heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. He said, Hineni. Then he said, do not reach out your hand against the young man. Do nothing to him at all. For now I know that you are one who fears God. You did not withhold your son, your only son, from me. Then Abraham lifted up his eyes, and behold, there was a ram, just caught in the thick bushes by its horns. So Abraham went and took the ram and offered it up as a burnt offering instead of his son. Abraham named that place Adonai Yireh, as it said today, on the mountain Adonai will provide, or Adonai Jireh. The angel of Adonai called to Abraham a second time from heaven and said, by myself I swear, it is a declaration of Adonai, because you have done this thing, and you did not withhold your son, your only son. I will richly bless you and bountifully multiply your seed like the stars of heaven and like the sand that is on the seashore, and your seed will possess the gate of his enemies. In your seed all the nations of the earth will be blessed, because you obeyed my voice. Then Abraham returned to his young men, and they got up and went together to Beersheba. Then Abraham dwelled in Beersheba. Now it was after these things that it was told to Abraham, look, Milcah has also borne sons to Nahor, your brother, Uz his firstborn, Buz his brother, Kemuel, the father of Aram, Chest, Hazo, Piladash, Yedlapah, and Bethuel. Then Bethuel fathered Rebekah. These 8 Micah bore to Nahor, Abraham's brother. His concubine, whose name was Reumah, also bore Tebah, Gehem, Tahash, and Maachah. And that's verse 24 in the book of Genesis 22 in the Torah, Pentateuch, Old Testament of the Bible. Amen.